Hi there. I wanted to just hop on this midsummer day and encourage you guys because summertime can be really hectic. And if you're like me, you probably thrive on routine. Um, I enjoy the break, but I also look forward to routine. And so I wanted to just come on and encourage you guys and maybe give you a couple of ideas for ways that you can be feeding your mama heart this summertime. I think because we're not having to go with the school and all of the academic rigor, it's a great time to just build up your own heart, mind, and soul with hopefully a couple of good books. So I wanted to just come and give you guys a couple of recommendations of my favorites, but I would also love for you to add your favorites in the comments below. So I'll just start off with a couple that I think would be great. So these two are the ones that we did last year for our summer book clubs. And You Can't Make Me by Cynthia Tobias. She was a mother of a very strong-willed child, and Jennifer Henn on our network, she led that book club, and it was just a fantastic book club. I think the mamas that went all really enjoyed their time. And then Boundaries with Teens. This one is by John Townsend, and he helps to just encourage parents to teach their children about boundaries, and it's increasingly more critical for our teenagers today. And actually, the mamas who did this with me last summer, I think we all learned a little bit about boundaries too, and it was just a really good, encouraging book. And it's the sort of thing that you can read half of it and glean quite a lot of wisdom, or you can read the whole thing and really just drink from the well. So it's just a great recommendation. Another from Cynthia Tobias. If you're just starting out, this one may be really helpful. The Way They Learn. And she talks all about the different ways that younger children thrive in their education. And so I'll just read here from the beginning. It's talking about the learning styles and how she had found that she had twins, but they learned extremely differently. And so if you find yourself with kids that learn differently from each other or from you, you may be feeling a little bit challenged. And so The Way They Learn is a really great option for that. So she says, getting to know each of our children as individuals is an exhausting but rewarding proposition. The busier and more complicated our lives become, the harder it is to remember that each person in our family has a unique and valuable contribution to make from his or her own perspective. And how true that is, isn't it? I think even from 2 years old, some of the personality traits of my kids were showing quite thoroughly. And so it's just really, it's been fun to see them as they grow up and their personalities to develop. And knowing the way that each child learns and works and sees the world is super, super valuable to me as a homeschool mama. Our next two are from one of my favorite authors, Sally Clarkson. She did The Life-Giving Parent, which is the one that I'm reading currently this summer. And it is written by her and her husband, Clay. And so they talk all about ways to encourage our children in the ways of the Lord, as well as in the ways towards success in life. And then Awaking Wonder. This was actually our very first book club book back in 2021, where my friend Maybelline and I led the Awaking Wonder Summer Book Club, and it is such a great book, especially if you are a mama of younger children and you're trying to figure out how is this homeschooling thing going to work? This is such a good way to get started because it helps you to break free from some of the things that are probably holding you back from really diving into all of the fun that homeschooling really can be. And so Awaking Wonder is a fabulous, fabulous book. But that leads me to my very last and very favorite recommendation. This one is Sarah Mackenzie, Teaching from Rest. And we also did this one in our early network days, and we'll probably bring it back again very soon. But it is Teaching from Rest. And I honestly, when I first started homeschooling, I read this book at least once a year, if not twice. It was such a breath of fresh air for me as a young homeschool mama, especially when I was incorporating my second child into the homeschool world, where I had to figure out how to have both joining into the learning. And Teaching from Rest allows you to stand firmly between the place of anxiety and the place of lethargy. That's how she defines rest, is finding the balance between feeling like you have to do it all and also being overwhelmed into doing nothing. And so Teaching from Rest, highly recommend it. You'll see if you ever look through my copy, I have little notes and highlights and a million things through this book. Many of these books that I've just recommended are actually a part of our homeschool resource library. We have a whole section specifically for encouraging mamas and many, many more than what I've highlighted here. These were actually my copies of books. But our homeschool resource library at the Unite Homeschool Resource Center is full of treasures. And so we would love for you to come check it out. We're going to have an open house towards the end of July, as well as a month from today, I think. Let me look at the calendar. Yes, Wednesday, July the 30th, we will have a homeschooling in Cherokee County workshop. It's going to be at the Hickory Flat Library, and I think that one is starting at 6:30. But you'll want to check the calendar and to get all of those details and RSVP. Come join us. It is free to attend that workshop, and we're going to have a couple of guest speakers from ACA West, as well as Living Science and the Unite Homeschool Network. So come join us, see what we can offer to you and how we can come alongside you and encourage you in your homeschool journey. Registration for PE is going to be opening on July the 13th, so only about 2 weeks away. And then we will have second PE this year over in the Kennesaw area too. So stay tuned for all those posts. We have lots of stuff coming up for this new school year. Book clubs and show and tells and bingo. Oh, save the date. Bingo is going to have a new twist this year. We're doing bingo and game show. And so if you win a bingo round, you can be a contestant in the next round to double your prize or increase your prize. You can trade up if you want to do the round and be a part of the game show as well. So give us a shout, join us on the network. Registration for the network does have different levels now. We've brought back our volunteer level, which is a discounted membership price. And so you're welcome to join if you want to get more involved and grow the community along with us. We are a network full of volunteers that have a heart for serving our children as well as the children of our friends. And so just come join us at the Unite Homeschool Network. That's unitehomeschool.com. And we'll see you at the next event. Thanks. Bye.